morning, everybody.
Good morning, Nathan.
When I first went through this topic, this is probably one of the very important topic we need to know. 5 requirements for us to go back to the absolute heaven. Okay? How do we do it? So those areas we need to remind ourselves all the time to get there. So let's go through one by one, and then I will go through more detail. Want to help? Read the first paragraph, please.
All right. Would you like me to read this?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Or virtue and character?
You can.
Okay. Merciful words by Holy Teacher, the living Buddha. 5 requirements of returning to absolute heaven. 1. Virtue and character. 2. Precepts. 3. Heart, mindset. 4. Take the time and preserve to manifest the true nature. And 5. Vows and actions, cultivation.
And the first paragraph.
Virtue and character. Virtue and character are the foundation of cultivation. Our body, speech, and mind should be pure. Transforming our character allows us to adapt easily to changing circumstances. Reflection ensures that we have few errors. Virtue and character should be the focal point for cultivators of this last period. Only when we are equipped with great fearless courage can we reduce calamities and avert tribulations.
Thank you. There's 5 requirements, okay? And we just do some translation. Maybe there are better translation. Lecturers can help. But first one is the virtues and characters. What we have in ourselves. So it's very, very important. When we go back to heaven, one important thing is inner virtue. That's what decided. We're going to talk about more detail. One day when we go back to heaven, the position we're going to have in the heaven, it's not depend on how big the temple we have in the human world. It's not depend on how many people we have in the temple. A lot of the temple they have hundreds of thousands. Some temple is even sometimes you can have 10,000 people in the same temple. That's how big the temple is. So it's not how big the temple, how many people in the temple, and also it's not how big the Tao temple we have. We have different people, different size of Tao temple. It depends on are we truly cultivate? Do we really have virtues? Do we follow our vows and also precepts? And also no greedy, no delusion, we don't fight for our own benefit, and then do not debate a lot of other things we don't need to do. It depends on our virtue and character inside. And then also, do we complete our missions? They will decide one day where we're going to be when we go back to heaven. Okay? So internally, virtue is so critical here. Okay? Just give us, this is what our holy teacher said. Okay? Very important. The other thing I will talk about here is precept. It's like a regulation. A lot of we need to follow through. We're going to talk more detail. Number 3 is the mindset. Our mindset every day. Okay. Number 4 is for hold. That's in Chinese. It's very easy to explain to that. It's like a Chinese kung fu. Okay. Yeah. So it's which level? Sometimes when people criticize us, people say something about us. When we maintain our composure, do we lose our temper? Do we lose ourselves? So those the level. So this is so critical. Once we get to that level of cultivation, so many tests are there. Are we going to be there? The number 5 is the vows and actions. We make all the vows. Even we make a vow in heaven. So we came in down here, we just remake the same vow. But the problem is we forgot what we made in the heaven. So we have to fulfill our vow and really cultivate, propagate the Tao. So it's critical, depend where we're going to be in the future, in the heaven. Okay. First thing is, for the first one is the virtue and characters. Okay. Important thing is our body, our speech, our mindset are very critical. Got to be pure. Got to be positive. It's not just what we eat, what we say, what we think, what we do. All have to be very pure. Okay. That's very important. The other thing is that we should be very. Sometimes we need to be flexible. Okay. We don't want to be so rigid and stubborn. Some people give us a good idea, suggestion. We need to listen to it. Somebody give a good opinion, good feedback, opinions. We need to think about, does it make sense or not? Sometimes we close our circle. We don't want to accept anybody's suggestion. Or somebody criticize us. We don't want to hear anything. Okay? So Holy Teacher suggests us have to get 3, what kind of friend? 真友, what kind of friend?
True friends.
Honest
true
friends.
friends.
Who going to give us advice? Going to tell us which area we got to improve, which area we got to do better. Those are really our true friends. However, there's a Chinese class this morning. Lecturer Judy, she was talking about. She did that in the beginning when she was young. Her friend asked her, "Please tell me which area I can do better." But when she told her friend what the story, what happened, her friend ran away, so upset, so angry. Okay, so we also have to be careful. We want to give people advice. We got to say it smoothly. We got to say in such a good way people can accept. Okay, so we need to. You can do it privately in a room. We don't want to do in public. Go ahead.
At the same time, if we hear a criticism from somebody or a suggestion, we do not get mad at them forever. You understand?
Yeah.
Because this has happened. I have seen this happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Do not get mad at the person that made a suggestion to us. We happily accept it and try to make the correction.
Right.
So I remember our predecessor. One time he came here, he's downstairs, and he did a channeling, try to give us all the good wisdom and instructions. And then predecessor, first he asked one question, said, "Do you want to hear the good words about you, or do you want to hear the true words about you? Do you want to hear the truth about you, or you want to hear good about you?"
Right. The truth.
Everybody want to hear the truth, right? When we hear the truth, that's enough. The truth will tell us how. So some people some members in different temple, you know what they say? They say you guys are so lucky. Why? Because a lot of times when Buddha came, they can tell you which area you can do better. He said the other temple said we got too many people. They don't have a chance. Buddha's teacher will not have a chance to talk to us individually. Okay, you can do better on this area. Okay, give us a hint. They say you guys so lucky because once they tell you which area we can do better, we can improve quickly. We can jump to a different level of cultivation. So they say sometimes we are very, very lucky group in our temple because like the other temples, they got hundreds of different classes. So they cannot use the 3 talents in this case. So the Buddha teachers will not channel during the Dharma class. They don't have a channeling during the Dharma class. They might have a send writing once in a while, but during the Dharma class, they don't have a channeling. Not going to be like what we're going to have next week.
Right.
Buddha, Holy Teacher, going to talk to us directly. Okay, they don't. Until they have the vegetarian vows class, they're going to have channeling. So the different level of channeling. But normal Dharma class, they don't have channeling. But we are still lucky we have that. Okay? So sometimes teacher give us a whole teacher or maybe saints, Buddhas give us a lot of advices. So listen to it. When Buddha talk to someone else, it's basically they told us the same thing. So we listen to it. Say, do we have the same?
Yeah, the message is not only meant for that particular person, but the message is meant for everybody.
Yeah, so that's the way we need to learn. The other thing on this first one is virtues and characters. Every day we need to reflect ourselves. What does that mean? We have to ask ourselves, is anything I can do better today? Is anything I say something not properly? Did I say something to somebody? Some people get upset. Which area I can do better? What I learned today, did I practice today? What we learn here, do we practice, put into action, put into our daily life every day? Are we trustworthy every day? So that's all those things we need to reflect ourselves every day. Holy Teacher said, if we do that every day, 100 100 days later, we will be a different person. We will be a different people. So they can see, people can see we are changed, we are different. So just try, see what happens, okay? And the other thing is, Holy Teacher also encourage us, this is pretty much at the end of this period to receive Tao. So we need to have the fearless courage, cultivation, propagation. We can reduce all these tragedies, reduce all those tests could be in front of us. Once we have that confidence. I remember that I was in California, I think a couple of years ago. Usually I came here every week, try to do my best right here, and whatever I have to do, I do. You know what? Holy Teacher give me one more advice. I hope you are even more determined. And I said, wow. From Buddha point of view, we are all in different level. Okay, we think what we are doing, we are supposed to do, right? From Buddha point of view, we are not there. We are not there. Buddha means this lifetime, you guys gotta have it. Say, this is the mission I gotta do. This is the job I gotta finish. So Holy Teacher give some lectures and masters some advice. In the daily life, we have a job. We all have a job, correct? And then we also have a job at the temple, holy mission, right? You know, Holy Teacher said, your number one job is your holy mission. At that time, we are lecturers. I'm not master at that time. Number two job is your regular job in the company. Number one is your holy mission. Number two job is your job. You try to make a living. So sometimes Buddha see this turnaround, the reverse way. Human beings say, God, right? We got to work hard, support the family, do what we can. That's number one job. Buddha didn't think well. Buddha think about, as long as we have enough food to eat, as long as we can survive, that's all we need. The other thing, we want to cultivate to become sense of Buddha this lifetime. Hopefully we can come down again as a Buddha and help more living beings. That's how they're thinking today. Human beings, no. They're thinking we are pursuing, especially we are New York. Holy Teacher said, look at New York, all those people. And I remember Dharma class, Holy Teacher say one statement. He said, look, don't think all of you, even you own the big building outside, even you are high position on the Wall Street, you are the famous, powerful person. But you are still a human being, you are still reincarnated in this world. You have nothing to be proud of. And I said, wow. That's one statement, right? From Buddha's point of view, all the fame, power, money, nothing. But we live this world, it's gone. Right? But at that time, I was thinking, wow, what a statement Holy Teacher made, right? So it's interesting from Buddha's point of view, we need to think in that way from now on. Tell ourselves, we are all Buddha reborn. We want to be Buddha again. Hopefully we can come down the road, all of, especially female today, more female reborn today than male. But a lot of them, they are all Buddha reborn. Okay? Why? They try to come down to help more living beings, save all living beings. And then usually they don't want to be a male. Usually they want to reborn as a female. Why? Buddha
So,
told
why they want that? Because they want to bring more female into the Tao. Because female, in the old days, it was only male that were able to receive the Tao. Okay, so since 1930, okay, because of our Bodhisattva of Moon and Wisdom, that is when we are able to receive the blessing.
The other thing is male. Usually they might run a business. Once they run a business, especially in Asia today, or even here, people drink, smoke, whatever they do. Once they touch all those 九色财气, all these
The 5 taboos.
Then what happened?
Then you
When
get corrupted.
Yeah, then you have no chance to become a Buddha. That's what happened. Men intend to. That's why today is very special. Usually you can see all female. Even in the classroom, you see all female. One time I was in Indonesia. I walk into the temple. I see about 200 females members inside, and I don't see that many male members. because a lot of females, the Buddha reborn as a female, a lot of them. So I think that makes sense because especially a business today, people drink, smoke, whatever they can do, they do it. Okay, all kind of stuff they do it. So it's hard to become Buddha in their cases. Okay, but come back to here. Holy Teacher also on us, right? Go to the next paragraph. We need to have a kind mindset and heart, right? If the person has a talent, but the person doesn't have virtue, what happened to the person? He's going to create a lot of jealousy, right, from others. People don't like the person. But if we are very competent, we have ability. In the meantime, we have a lot of virtues. What happened to us? People willing to get along, work with us together. Feel so comfortable. I remember our senior trade transmitter. Remember years ago, she passed away in the 2013. But every year we were looking forward for his coming. Every year, if everybody remember, right? You can feel the warmness when he comes, right? Just feel so. That's what we are lucky. We still have a senior gene transmitter, master. At that time, we said we have 2 senior masters, but right now we only have 1. Yeah. So even our senior gene transmitters went to different temple. People always put him in the first, in the beginning. Even in the other temple, different temple, ask him to make a short speech in the beginning before those people can start to talk about in the classes. So that's how much they respect him. Yeah. Okay. So we are lucky to have that. But in the meantime, here we talk about we need virtues. They don't going to talk about what virtues means. Okay. Can you do the next paragraph? 2 paragraphs. Yeah.
Down. A benevolent person has no enemies. If a person has talent but no virtue, he or she will easily precipitate the jealousy from others. If we are competent, we should match our competence with virtue. People are willingly to hang around with us. Tao is the true nature, and the virtue is logical action of true nature. A person who is diligent in bringing out the true nature is a man of virtue. You have to learn to act in accordance with true nature and manifest it in action.
Okay, thank you. We know the Tao is our true nature in ourselves. Okay, virtue is also the action of true nature. The action when we do it from showing a function, and then it's the virtues. Okay, and the person has a virtue always do whatever they do based on conscience, based on a Buddha nature. Okay, they will not go away from Tao. Okay, so if the behavior they have for those people have virtues, they always do it properly. Okay. In the meantime, usually one thing we have to learn in ourselves. I always think about it. Sometimes we are very rushed. We need to calm down to do all those things every day. So here we're gonna talk about it. Okay. Next 2 paragraphs, please. Propriety.
Propriety is the benchmark of cultivation and relates to a person's virtue. Propriety also reflects the warmth and dignity of the Tao. So initially approach this with exercise. Don't look at whatever is improper. Coco's virtue says, don't look at things that arouse desires. Then our heart will not be still. When our eyes are not set on improper things, our heart will never be still. Gradually, the good habit will become a natural thing.
Okay. One more paragraph, please.
It all starts from a proper heart mindset. The fundamental approach. We need to highlight the virtues of other people and don't keep it to heart others' shortcomings. We need to develop this broad-minded cultivation. Learn from Maitreya Buddha and be forgiving. No matter what title we have and at what level we are, we must act within our scope of duties and positions. Aspire to touch and transform people with a sincere heart. To attain Buddhahood, we need to rely on ourselves. To have the temperament of a saint, we need to cultivate ourselves.
Yes, thank you. Here's talk about propriety. Okay, we talk about propriety, which is we don't see how critical it is. But Buddha, every time come to the temple, always tell us this is one of critical area. Especially, people do not see us; they only see from outside what we are doing every day. So those propriety, regulation, all those stuff we need to follow through every day, especially in the temple here. Okay. This also show, reflect the warmth and the dignity of the Tao. People can see the Tao. So I remember the teacher Lu. She came here a few weeks ago, teach us all the music songs. You know, one thing he told me that he was in the other temple. They said they have 75 students. That's 75 people in the Dharma class. Only members, 75, all 75 members. They all speak English only. And then a lot of staff members. But one thing he said, from the beginning to the end of the whole day class, they don't hear the noise. So quiet. Everything in order, like a church. A lot of times we are in church, very quiet, right? And then he said, here, we need to do better. Right? Especially, sometimes we are in the front, we can hear the noise from the back. So we need to teach everybody, we need to encourage everybody. Buddhas are next to us. They are around us every day, every minute, every second. Okay, they are watching what we are doing every day. Some kids may not know it, so we need to tell them that, explain to them that. So we have to be more careful on all those stuff. Be careful that they are next to us all the time. Sometimes we just, especially when they have a fruit ceremony, or even the invocation ceremony, we cannot even talk. The Buddha coming down, we don't even know. Even sometimes when people receiving the Tao, I remember one Li Xianbao, Miss Li Xianbao, she can see all those saints of Buddha in Taiwan right now. Okay, she can see all of them. So she said during the Tao receiving ceremony, some people still walk around. He said, you already hear the Buddhas. Did you know you touch them? So we said, we don't know. Where are they? Okay, we couldn't see them. But she can see all of them. Okay? So she said, sometimes you just don't move in the case. Don't move in this case. So sometimes we do not see them. We don't feel them. Yeah. So they're all around us, all the saints Buddha. Especially when people receiving Tao ceremony. Saints Buddha, they coming down. So sometimes...
Well, I've been to a Dharma class, the multi one of Dharma class in California, and yeah, it is quiet. And then lunchtime, no one's talking. You can't talk. Actually, they say don't talk. But they instruct everyone, and then they assign you to tables. So I mean, we have a different situation, but yeah, it's very. I mean, it's more dignified, more solemn. We have people here talk too much.
In one of the classes, Holy Teacher says, especially when we're eating, we shouldn't be talking. And in our temple, they use that opportunity to talk more. It's totally the opposite.
Yeah. We need to improve on those areas. Yeah, yeah. The other thing on virtues, when we say something good to the people, that's one of the little virtue we earn. Okay, we say something good about the individual, but not something not true. Okay, we cannot say that. And the other thing, the Holy Teacher also mentioned that every day we keep people hope. That's also virtuous too. One of the virtues. People, sometimes we say something, give people hopes. People seem to be so frustrated, disappointed. Even sometimes they're facing the difficulties. When we do something, help people, we also earn it.
Everybody has problems.
Yeah.
Every one of us in here have problems.
Yeah. But every day we do the good things, we don't want to think about, I'm doing something, I'm earned the merit today. We don't want to have form of those merits. Because once we have that form, we are thinking about it, become our fortune in the future. So if you do good things, for example, I donate $5 today. I remember $5. I don't remember $5 I donated today. Even 6 months later, I still remember. Those $5 will come back to us in the future life. Give back to us. But if I don't remember those $5, just give it out, let it go. Those $5 merits will be unlimited. It will become part of our virtues. So it will be unlimited. So that's the beauty of the when we do good things, don't think about the merit or credit, just let it go. That's the things I want to do or we want to do, just let it go. Okay? So don't want to have that kind of do good things, always remember it. We don't want to have that kind of forms. That's part of forms we don't want to have it. Yeah. The other thing now, excuse me. Here on the page 2 is don't look at things that rose desires. Then our heart will not be stirred. Certain things we should not even see. Try not to see, especially Holy teacher. I remember in Dharma class, even I was in February, he encouraged especially people don't see all those pictures we are not supposed to see. Okay, when we see some, especially certain pictures of the girls or even young men, then what happens? We start to imagine all the imagination, especially all the yellow one. We don't want to see that. We will not. I remember lecturer Liu always said, we cultivate whole life. We just watch for 30 seconds. Whatever we have done is broken. So it's pretty serious. Sometimes we didn't know that. We didn't know that. If we cultivate whole lifetime, you take a few minutes, we could be lost a lot of what we have cultivated. So we got to watch out what we do, what we think. It's hard to maintain that, but we need to do the best we can. Do the best we can. Certain things we have nothing to do. Don't even listen to those stuff. Especially internet today is so convenient every day, right? Go home, school, everywhere. They are doing all those kind of stuff every day. So we got to be careful what we see, what we watch. Do a selected program only. Okay. Yeah. So very careful. Very important. Yeah. Okay. Want to help on here.
We must not be pretentious, we must be honest. People will see through us sooner or later. Cultivating the Tao should incorporate nurturing virtue. What is virtue? It is sincerity at heart and demonstrate the sincerity in action. True virtue and merits are when we help people and do not seek reward. Virtue is not in the talking. Whether or not we have virtue is to be judged or experienced by others.
Thank you. In the other paragraph, one sentence I want to say. To become a Buddha or not in this lifetime is depend on us. Will not depend on Buddhas or saints. Holy teacher always said that they only can point the direction, the way to go back to heaven. But if we don't want to go back there, Buddha saints cannot help us. They only give us a point of how to do it to get there. But if we don't want to become a Buddha, we don't want to go back, they cannot. There's nothing they can do. That's unfortunately that's the way it goes. So it still depends on ourselves. A lot of times, all the karma, especially the big karma, all behind us. We couldn't see them. Okay, I remember 3 weeks ago, one lady next to me, she told me she can feel every day so many people all the spirits are around her every day. She can feel it. So she was so scared. She even think about the worst case for her. But from that moment, she's doing good things every day. Go to the temple, go to the other stuff to help all the time. She says it reduced a lot. She feel better now. But a lot of people, we all have a lot of people have a big karma we don't even know. So that's why something happened on the street. In America, we always say cause and effect rules. We always say, wrong person, wrong time, in wrong location. So something happened to the person. Based on cause and effect rule, what happened?
You're at the right time, the right place, and what?
Right person.
And the right person.
Supposed to happen. If that happen in a moment, it's going to happen later on. Don't worry about it. It's going to happen sooner or later.
That's why sometimes you wonder why
Yeah.
why bad things
Bad-
happen
yeah,
to good
yeah.
people.
Why? Why?
I've often asked myself.
We
Why?
only see this life. We
Why?
only see that they're good in this life.
Right.
But we don't know in the past lives what.
That's what happened. We only see this life, right? This
Exactly.
good person, yeah. We didn't know
And it
what
just
they have
keeps
done,
hitting them all
what they
the
have
time.
done before.
Right.
So we even have. I remember I saw the one. I think in my house we have a class last week. One lecture. I think Gary remember. One lecture. He's in charge of all the classes. Okay, she's temple at home. What happened? She died when she was 32 years old in a car accident. She do everything right in the temple help, 32 years old. But the day she didn't go to the temple for the class, she missed the class. She had a accident. She rode the motorcycle, was hit by a small bicycle, and she fell and died. And came back in previous life, you know what? She accidentally killed some people. Some kids, he hit his kids next to the wells. And then the kids fell, and kids died. The whole body swelling, the kids fell. Then when these lecturers, female lecturers, she died, whole body was swelling. They couldn't wear clothes at all, so they cannot even put it on her. Couldn't put it on. They don't know why. What happened? And then so in previous life, what happened in previous life?
She stole some stuff.
Yeah.
And
She stole.
then she escaped, and then on the way when she was escaping, she bumped into this kid, and that's causing the kid to fall into the well, and then she caused a fire, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then some people, those are eyes blind. Those kids, the person, those are the eyesight become blind, will become her younger brother this lifetime. Previous life, she, right?
Yeah.
And this lifetime, he become her younger brother. Okay? And then the kids, what happened? Kids swelling, and then also asked her to pay back. So kids was swelling after he died. The female lecturers had the same problem. In the Dharma Buddhist people, we always why this person is so sincere, do so many good things. He's lecturer, he's temple host. She does whatever he can. And then what happened to her? 32 years old, died in car accident. Rode a motorcycle, hit by a small bicycle. Right? And she died. And the other one person is fine, she died. And then this lifetime, she and her husband did not have a kid. And then she said, because the previous life, they killed so many deers. They killed deers for living. Hunter. No, they raise all those deers and then sell them. Even they drink the blood of those deer. Okay. Then and that's why she told her husband, the reason we don't have the kids this lifetime, you know what we have done previous life.
Question.
Yeah.
Did she go back?
Yes.
She went back.
Holy teacher, because when she accident happened, and then her spirit was outside of the body, sometimes inside the body, so struggle. She doesn't know what to do. Okay, and then until later she feels so painful, until holy teacher showed up to take her home, So just keep doing the good things we are doing every day. Don't worry about one day we're going to go or not. Don't even worry about it. Just as long as we do the good things every day, based on temple regulation, based on whatever we're supposed to do, at the end, the result we don't have to worry about. The holy teacher came to take her back. Yeah. Then she had a title there.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So, in the previous life, was it an accident that happened?
Yeah, it was
But in the beginning, she tried to steer. Put it this way, remember the deers have the small horn, right? They cut it, so they cut it and sell those stuff. And then she saw
Some people eat that stuff.
and this is so valuable, so she steered 2 of them. Okay, and later on, once get doing more and more because her mother got sick, they need money, so she tried to steal money, steal all those stuff. So she do a lot of bad things in previous life. So that's what happened to this lifetime. She had to pay back. But one thing, when we cultivate in the temple, one thing good about it, when you have 2 choices. One is you do bad things in previous life. This life we could do good things. It balance out. Next future life, what happened? We will reborn as a human being again. Could be human being again, and then start over again. But we may not receive Tao. We may not have opportunity to cultivate. The other choice, she used her life to pay back to those bad karmas. And then Buddha sends still reserve, still maintain to let her maintain those merits credit she has. So she still can go back, but she had to pay with her life. So they have a choice there. So as a cultivators, something to happen to us, don't worry about it. At least, but we need to maintain that level, continue. You know, every day we cultivate. Next week we say, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to go back, go to temple. Or maybe 2 weeks, 3 later, I say, I want to go back. Even say, okay, I'm coming here once a month. Fine. We have to come. We have to come. Only sense Buddha can help us negotiate, use our merits to negotiate with creditors for us. Only they can do it. Even we don't have enough merits, they will tell us which area we got to do better. Okay? But if we don't say, oh, we don't see, I cannot see it. We see so many people are saved by the Buddhas. Okay? Too many. Right? Too many. We can talk about 10 days, 10 nights with all those true stories happen to the Dao member. That's how many are there. So keep doing that. This is a shortcut for us to go back. Okay, we need to maintain that. Keep coming to the temple. Especially, I know you're going to be away for a while after later on, after the, right? You have to go back to school, right? Yeah. Are you go back to school later on?
Later on.
Later on, yeah. But
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. Whenever we are here, come to the class, learn as much as we can. Apply those stuff we learn, understand a little more to our daily life. And we'll be a different person. Yeah. So that will be the best thing for happen to us in this lifetime. Okay.
You know, the way that karma works is, well, there are two ways. I mean, so you asked about, you know, bad things happen to good people, right? So
Yeah.
the way karma works, it's like a pendulum. Okay, so in a previous life, you go to kind of too far to one side, like evil or whatever, bad things. The next life, it's going to swing the other way, and so you see these people that yeah, we see, wow, they're soul devout, they're you know very good, but that karma is going to catch up to them. Okay, that's one way that you see. Now the other way, of course, being good in this life means that maybe they cultivated well in the previous life as well. Okay, so those are two possibilities. Like so basically, it kind of goes from one extreme to the other, but it tries to balance out. Essentially, is what it's doing. The karma, okay, it's trying to balance out. So if you go too extreme on one, it's going to go extreme on the other side, and then we say, wow, you know, this person is so good. How come bad things happen? Well, then you know why. Okay.
Yeah. That's a reason.
Yeah, but it can also be that, I mean, if nothing bad happened to them, then they cultivated well in previous life, and that's why they're just building up on that in this life. So.
Like some people said, how come this person is doing so many bad things, criminals, everything? They have
nothing
good
bad,
life.
yeah, right.
They have good life.
Right.
To enjoy their life, right?
Yeah.
How come they are not caught
There are a
yet?
few of those.
Oh, you see that all the time. Okay,
Yeah.
all the time. Don't be surprised. But a lot of things they have done in previous life, we
Yeah,
couldn't
they did
see.
some good stuff.
But when Buddha sense come, they can tell you what they did.
But in the next life.
Right, then it might go back. I mean, so if we don't realize it, right? We're just living life like, you know, ignorant. Then we keep creating all these bad things. Well, then yeah, it's gonna in the next life it goes back the other way. And, you
Right.
know,
See, once they use up their good fortune
Yeah,
from the
right.
past life, then the karma will catch up with them in this
exactly,
life.
right.
Or they have so much good fortune in the past life.
Still-
It may not catch up in this life, but
But in
it
the
will
next life.
catch up in the
Right.
next
That
life.
makes a lot of sense.
And the other dangerous things, okay, may not catch them, might catch their descendants. Their
Yeah.
grandchildren, grandchildren. That's why it's scary. Okay,
That's why people that deal in drugs,
it's not.
they don't,
They
they may not
benefit
suffer,
sick,
but the descendants.
It's,
may.
that's how
Well, not just drugs, but
Any-
weapons, arms.
alcohol,
Yeah.
all stuff. Those kind of professional, we don't want to do. You see those people open a arms
So guns.
store, sell gun, sell alcohol. If somebody drinks alcohol and go out, got an accident, kill someone,
You're
They
also
respond.
part
they
Alright,
also
Right,
part of
you
the
were-
responsibility. Yes.
That's where it
So-
started.
Indirectly kill.
Remember the other day we talked about the right indirect
Killing.
killing. So that's also part of karma.
Kyle, a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that I was reading on the internet that the government knows about this, that they, you know, about karma, the government knows all about this. So I was reading that they have a way to circumvent that. They planned a way, this way they could avoid their karma.
Yeah.
So I have to say the angels or someone has to come after them because they are in the attempt to avoid that, to circumvent that, and also they have any electronic equipment that they could read your thoughts with anything electrical, the TV, and also I was going to just say the Poland Spring is not healthy. I was reading the water, the Poland Spring, because the Buddha said a healthy body is a healthy mind.
Yeah.
So the water I was reading is not, the Poland Spring is not the healthiest water.
What is the healthier water?
Balvic, Tibetan water, and Essence, there's much better. That has a high alkalinity, that has an acidity of 5, and the normal pH for normal body is 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. Yeah, hey, the thing about causality, and that's why it's difficult for most humans to get a grasp, and that's why we behave the way we behave. Okay, it's because causality happens over a long span of time, and it's based on, it's not a linear. See, that's the key. It's not linear. And you understand what linear means?
Yeah.
You guys understand what linear means, right? Linear means that if I do this, something happens right away.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like, anybody should play pool.
Takes a while.
Play pool, right? You have the cue ball, you hit the 8 ball, right? So A causes B, right? Or cue ball causes the 8 ball, right? Cue ball hits the 8 ball, and then boom, right? So here's the problem with causality and with our human life, because so many causes and results are happening at the same time. Understand? So a cause can lead to an effect, right? A cause and result, but that result in turn becomes a cause of the next result. You get it? The next, you get it? So it's almost like quantum mechanics. It's almost like quantum mechanics. But
Additional conditions.
Right.
We come to the secondary
okay,
conditions.
yeah. So there's primary, secondary.
And it's like,
Right, so
Just keeps
it
going,
goes in a
going,
vicious
going.
cycle or whatever you want to call it. So think of it as like, don't think of it linearly. Think of it as like a ball of rubber bands.
right.
Ball of rubber bands or a bowl of spaghetti. So everything is entangled. Get it? So it's like quantum mechanics. That's what I'm trying to say. It's called quantum entanglement. But that's okay. It gets very messy. So even though you may say, okay, you did something either very good or very bad, because we use extremes because that way it's easier to visualize or to see. So just because we do something very bad now doesn't automatically mean that we're going to see the results right away. Yeah, I mean, some cases, yes, right? Some cases, yes, right? Some. But some cases not. Because what happens is, if you do something very good or very bad, that could be offset by something that you did way back in the past. So because the secondary condition may come right at this time. You see what I'm saying? So it's very, very, very complicated.
So it's like the domino. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
It's like the domino effect.
yeah.
So the first domino is still related to the last.
Correct.
Domino.
Always.
So,
But keeps
but even dominoes, when we use that, you're right. Okay, that analogy, the dominoes, is still two-dimensional. So think of it as n dimension.
Right.
N dimension. It's like playing chess. You heard of regular chess, right? Regular board, right? 8 by 8, right? 64 squares. Well, think of it as 3-dimensional, 5-dimensional, 10-dimensional chess. That's complicated. So if you move one piece, it's going to affect, my God, n pieces. So that's the problem. So that's why it's so hard to understand.
One concept is very important. Lecturer Liu was talking about, very important, because a lot of affinity there may not mature. Something will not happen to us. Even we do something may not be good in previous life, it will not happen to us until the moment we start to think about it, because we start to all kind of thoughts coming out. So those thoughts combine the affinity we did in previous life, make it mature, then something will happen to us. So if we don't have those thoughts came out, what happened? Those affinity will not mature at all.
Right.
Nothing will happen.
So there's no secondary condition to bring it about.
So
right?
important thing is, don't just have all kind of thoughts, wondering what's going on, crazy thinking. When we have nothing to do, practice, get rid of all the affinities, do not raise a single thought. That's what really, because our thought will bring those affinities become to mature. Then they'll create karmas after that. So we got to be very, very careful every day. whatever we're thinking, don't just, human being, we sit there, we started thinking all kind of stuff. Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, so for karma to, or the effect of karma to come about, the conditions have to be right. Okay,
Right.
so just like he said, the person happened to be at that place at the
At
right
the-
time.
the right
So that's the
time,
right condition, okay? So if the conditions aren't right, so in this case, what Transfer is talking about is in our mind, that can also set the right conditions too. So we have
It
to make
sets into
sure.
motion.
Yeah, I mean, so,
Very careful.
even, it's not necessarily the physical, the outside environment, but in our mind as well. So if we are thinking the wrong things, that can cause
Bring
that
about,
condition
right,
to
bring
come
about,
about
right.
as well.
Right.
Yeah, and the reason for that is because we have an alaya consciousness, the eighth consciousness. People think, oh, I have a thought, but if I don't do anything about it, it's okay. Well, okay, partially that's true, that's partially correct, but here's the problem. If you have that thought, it gets stored in the eighth consciousness, yeah? It gets stored. So that's why I don't care if you can have wild fantasies, but you say, oh, I don't do anything about it, so at least immediately, yeah, there's no result. That's true. That is true. But that's only partially true. Because what happens is all those thoughts get stored in the eighth consciousness. You get it? And so the eighth consciousness, or our thoughts, in the eighth serve as like a magnet. You get it? As a magnet? As a magnet. So if you think of it again, then that magnet will draw in those conditions. You get it?
So
I
that's
So
understand.
think of that. So that's scary, right? It's scary. So that's why the key is you have to get rid of all thoughts. So have no thought. That's what no thought. That's what nirvana means, okay? To have no thought, or 即心即福, right? That means no thoughts. And it's not easy.
It's not
I agree.
easy.
It's not easy.
That's what Buddhas.
Not easy.
How do we become a Buddha? That's what they are. The level they are. No thought.
Make sense?
Right.
Yeah. But one thing, thank you for explanation. I think that's good because here we try not to finish all the class. We try to learn the little things we can use in our daily life. How do we practice? Okay, so it's very important. So the Buddha said, one thought is one what?
Reincarnation.
Reincarnation. One thought is one reincarnation. How many thoughts do we have every day? How many thoughts do we have every day?
Thousands.
That's the problem we are facing. One thought is one reincarnation. How many thoughts do we have every day?
Scary, huh?
Scary. That's why Buddha said, no, don't think. That's what they want us to practice that.
Right.
Get rid of affinity, all affinities. Do not wait a single thought. That's the way we can get there. We got to practice every day. We have nothing to do, just sit down there, clear all our mindset.
Right.
Okay?
It's interesting that you explained it that way because with the law of attraction, like anybody who knows
Yeah.
about The Secret, for instance, they say that, and I've tried this where you get to a point where you're so focused on positive thinking that it becomes an obsession and it becomes a negative thing.
Yeah.
So you want to control every single thought. And so the best way that they do it now is to go by emotions and feelings instead of thoughts because it's impossible to control thousands of thoughts. So they go based on what makes me feel good. So if you're in a situation maybe where something bad is happening, to manifest a positive feeling instead and be mindful, you can cope with it better.
Yeah.
But I have a question. I'm sorry, I'm
go
very
ahead. It's
interested
okay.
in this. Since we're all human, we make mistakes.
Yeah.
So what if you make a mistake? How do you, because in Christianity you can ask for forgiveness.
Sure.
How do you stop that
You
karma?
can also ask for forgiveness
Okay, all right.
by repenting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you can repent every single day. You don't need a temple. You just face your living room window
Okay.
and you do the same bow that we do here. And you can talk to the Buddhas from the bottom of your heart and tell them what you did and that you're
I'm sorry.
repenting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Good.
do as many bows as you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously you need to, once you repent, you shouldn't.
Yes.
You shouldn't go
Should
back.
avoid
Yes.
doing it
Well,
again.
that's why Infrared has two parts. Two parts. One is you ask for forgiveness. Okay, all right. Okay, so it's like asking for your conscience to say, oh, to beg. Okay. So that's the one aspect. But the second aspect is not to do it again, not to repeat it, basically. So it's a two-step process. We tend to only see the first step. We tend to not follow up on the second step.
You have a third step. Some people say, okay, I'm going to make a few donations as my credit, as my merits. Why not? Or you can say, I'm going to help the temple to clean today. Clean up the temple. There are many ways to do it. Or I'm going to bring some people to receive Tao. So there are many ways we can
Offset.
offset it.
Try to offset.
Yeah, to offset those kind of stuff. Okay.
Now, if you repent and you repeat the same mistake, your fault will be
Double.
double or
Yeah.
triple.
Yeah, there's a
So-
You've got to be
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
careful
you
when
gotta
you're
And then you repent again, okay?
sincerity. So
But-
yeah, we have to be sincere.
But Buddha are so kind. You know, we human beings, we make so many mistakes in our, so many lives. According to the lecture they talk about, we reincarnate 60,000 years. If we reincarnate as a human being 60 years alive, we already reincarnate 1,000 lifetimes. But we may not be human being in
Yeah,
all our
that's right.
60,000.
Could be an animal,
It could be an animal, could be something. Can you imagine how many thousands of lives we have reincarnated already?
right.
And this is the opportunity, this lifetime, we don't have to reincarnate again. Would you think about this? I always ask
Right.
myself,
So it's a
no,
worth it, right?
it's
Is it
not
worth it?
possible. It's not
Right?
possible for me to receive Tao, cultivate, and then go back.
So that's why the Tao is precious in this, especially in this period, right? Because we're towards the end of that
Yeah.
cycle. We
Yeah.
live in a cycle, okay? So that's why imagine an animal. Generally, an animal. I mean, never mind, farm animal. Okay, forget about farm animal. Your lifespan is probably less than 5 years, right?
Yeah.
A sheep, a lamb. I mean, come on, right? all that stuff. Okay, chicken. I mean, God knows. But even if you're in the wild, if you're lucky, most wild animals probably what 10 to 20 years. If you're in a zoo, okay, you're happy, whatever, you live to your old age. Okay, yeah, but how many zoos are there? But whatever, it doesn't matter. So the point is, God knows how many lifetimes we've already incarnated in this cycle, right? So the question you have to ask yourself, we all have to ask ourselves, is now that you are in this sentient being, you're a human being, is it worth it to you to try your
Best.
hardest, your best
Yeah.
to achieve in this one lifetime, or the alternative is not to do anything, and take your chances, and God knows how many more lifetimes we're gonna come back
Right.
and repeat. So the question is, what's more worth it to you? That's the question we have to ask, really, eventually, because you have to view this lifetime as temporary. That's it.
Let me add one sentence here. Holy teach all the saints of Buddha said one thing. Today we still do not know how preciousness of Tao. Until the moment we are leaving this world.
Yeah, that's too late.
Until the moment we are leaving this world, we'll
That's
see,
too
wow. See the lady, she died. Holy teacher come to take her home to heaven. You believe that? And then she come back to the reunion with the temple member.
See, for her, it's worth it.
She talked about her story. That's why we know what happened, what she had done in previous life, what she did. But because she reunion, come back to talk to all members what she did in previous life. So this is sometimes we are lucky. We are the fortunate group. That's all I can say. Thank you. I got 4 more to go. Okay. Maybe we're not going to read it. Okay, I'm going to go to the main point here. Precept. Okay, every day regarding the precept is our guideline teachers, so we won't become reckless, make a mistake. Okay, sometimes we don't even know. Okay, there are 6 words in Chinese, 改毛病 PGT, which is I brought it out at the end of this paragraph. We need to change our bad habits, get rid of our bad tempers. Okay, that's probably the most important things in our cultivation first step. We can get rid of those items.
Yeah.
You know what? We're already halfway there.
Yep.
We are halfway there, okay? Especially the temper.
Yeah.
It's not easy to control, especially something suddenly happened to us. Surprise, we are upset, we are angry, we are emotion. You know what lecture they talk about? When we are emotion, we will not become Buddhas.
Right.
When we are emotion, we cannot become Buddhas. So when we get angry, we cannot become Buddhas. So there's no Buddha. There's no angry Buddha. Maybe we are, okay? Okay?
Well, there is.
Sure.
Thank you. So every day we have to be careful. So every day we have to be careful. Okay, don't lose ourselves. When we try to get upset and Holy teacher want us what to do. Take a
Deep breath.
deep breath and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Okay, start counting. Don't explode it. Just leave for a few minutes and come back later on. Okay.
I got angry this week and it carried on for 2-3 days. That's the problem. It keeps going.
How do teachers solve about? That's a good point. Good question there. The reason people get sick, you know what happened? They keep the emotion inside, stay inside, holding. One day they get sick.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So we had to find a way to release. That's why get rid of all affinity, race, single thought in peace. That's the way we have to practice every day. Holy teacher want us to do 1 hour a day. It's not easy, okay? But when we sleep or we wake up, just do it. That's why I try to do it. When I get up, before I go away from my bed, I always try to do that immediately.
1 hour a day of what?
Get rid of all the affinity. Do not raise a single thought. Judy, can you show us how to do?
不要这样秀了。
Okay. Yeah. What do you want to do? Jean, explain to him what to do.
这是 inside， 不是 outside。
没有七姐哥，这手来。
Okay, you can do it anytime, anywhere, whether you're standing, sitting, or lying down. Okay, you just put the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. You can keep your eyes 80% closed, or you can close it all the way. It's up to you. And then you do not, you let go of all karmic affinities. Don't have one single thought arise. So 1 hour means not 1 hour straight. It could be an accumulation of all the minutes that you did during the day equals to 1 hour.
Okay, thank you. And Buddha also taught us every day, when people can see us, we are very careful. We behave ourselves according to Tao. But the problem is when we are alone, what happens? We think nobody's around, so we can relax, right? Do what Buddha said. They are watching us every second. Okay? They even reporting angel recording down every second. Whatever we do and whatever we think, he recorded down. Okay? Right? He taught, sometimes Holy Teacher said, the reporting angel give her a transcript of ourselves. He said, it's all red. All are in red. What happened?
Demerits.
Demerits. So because we do so many things, we don't even know. So we have to be careful. Everything,
Mindful.
every day, yeah. Just when we don't have nothing to do, don't just put all the thought in our mindset. Okay? Just pure, calm down, still, no motive.
Slow.
Yeah. Practice that every day. Okay? I'm going to go to number 3. It's our mindset. Okay? When we have a nut in our heart, nut in our hearts, something we couldn't break through. Sometimes we have issues, we have attachment, we have bad habits. We cannot let go. What happened? How do we do it? Teacher said a lot of time the problem is we saw something we don't like it. Something like you said, this guy do so many bad things. How come they are so good fortune on their life? We just don't understand, don't we? Good thing about the temple, we always can ask. We may not know all the we may not know the answers. Sometimes we ask Buddhas, give us answers. They help. So in the Dharma class, you can see a lot. Sometimes senior transmitter will ask Buddhas, what should we do in this situation? Yeah, some people really sick. How do we help them? So Buddha will give us some instruction there. Okay? But here is human being. We are pursuing what? Here is talk about in the third line, on the second paragraph in English. We are pursuing all this human fortune. The fortune we think is important in our life. Money, power, fame, right? From Buddha point of view, they are pursuing the position. They are not really pursuing. They are get there for the position in where? Heavenly rank in the heaven. But they didn't think about that. They just automatically pure teachers. So once we do good things, we will be there automatically. We don't even have to think at all. Once we start to think, we have motives, we are in trouble as a forms. That's what we want to do. Okay? So every day is very important. The other thing is we need to, when we are in heaven originally, we have a pure heart. Make a vow in the heaven originally. But when we came down, we lost that. Holy Jesus said, if we can maintain our original pure heart, which we had in heaven originally, we will become Buddha again. But how do we attain it? How do we make sure our Buddha nature revealed in our lifetime? That's important, and all the time. So first thing I will always tell people is when we receive Tao, first thing we do is everything we do based on our conscience. Don't against our Buddha nature. Whatever we do, don't cheat, don't do anything bad. So at least we feel good to go to bed, to sleep, we feel we do the right thing today. Okay? So every day is important. Teachers also talk about how can we change ourselves. How can we change ourselves? Sometimes we have obstacles. We need to think very carefully, think clearly to get to the heart of the problem. We need to know the problem. Okay? Here is very important thing is in Chinese we call 转念. Okay? There's a mountain there. When we cannot pass through the mountain, what happened? People create a road around the mountain. Okay? When there's a road there, it's a block there, what happened? Human beings take the way to get around. Okay? So in the meantime, we have a problem there. What do?
We go around the problem.
Yeah. And then our mindset had to change. Because people say, oh, how come my life is so bad? Everybody's so well. Just turn around, look at the whole world. There's all other people who is worse than we are. Worse than we are. We feel bad in this situation. We feel sympathy for them. So we are not, right? So teacher always encourage us. When we want to compare with people who have the virtues, who want to compare with them, we say we want to have the same virtues as they do. But when we want to compare with the life enjoyment, we have to compare the people who don't have it. So you got to do reverse. Okay? So you look around the whole world, we are almost very close to how many people struggle today in their life. I would say almost 15%, 20% people don't have food to eat every day. Very less than what's the total population in the world today?
7.5 billion people.
Yeah, very close to 2 billion people don't have food to eat. Very close.
Puts your life into
About
perspective.
half. They said almost half.
Yeah, and then yesterday I didn't even see Africa. Everybody remember Ebola
Yeah.
years ago?
Ebola is a disease. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I remember years ago I almost put the pictures on the video. Ebola at that time came out. Then once I see Ebola kill those animals, it's a scary view, and I didn't want to show that because once we saw that we cannot eat a lunch because pretty disgusting. Yeah, after that animal died, it's disgusting. That's how bad that disease is. It came back now in Africa. So
Oh, they have it again?
yeah,
It's better now.
but some people die already. Okay.
It's supposed to be incurable, but they have come up with, you know, I mean, it's still not a cure, but the key is early detection. If it's early detected, they can give you a whole bunch
Control
of different drugs that can kind of like mitigate it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not.
Couple of cats in the Brooklyn over there, some hospital.
Yeah. So the third one, third one we talk about mindset, very critical. Okay, mindset always very pure, no thought. The good thing, right thing we're supposed to do. Don't even think about it. That's the right thing. For example, kids are across the street. We try to help them, save them, help them to across the street. That's the right thing just to do it. Don't even think. Okay? So that's the mindset we positive and pure. Okay? Every day. Number four is in Chinese it's only 2 words. In English very hard to put it. Okay?
No, you can translate it as
Yeah.
progressive. You can say progressive levels of achievement. That's one.
Progressive level
Or
of
vigorous progressive efforts. Vigorous progressive. The key is progressive. You have to keep going because it's not one, all right? It's not one
But
level.
what does that mean? Let me explain a little bit here. It's when we are facing some difficulty, challenge, people criticize us, or people say something bad about us, even it's not true. At that moment, do we lose the composure? Do we lose ourselves? Do we lose our temper? And people very calm to listen, to accept that. That's the level there. Buddha at that level. I remember in one Dhamma class, Buddha, Holy Teacher channel in. Some new members question all kind of stuff directly to the Buddha. And then all the staff members so scared. So, oh no, how could you do that to the Buddha, right? Then I remember that time I think I heard it's a teacher. Teacher very calm said, no, don't let him talk. And teacher answered very nicely, explained to him what happened. Okay? So human being, when we are criticized, sometimes people upset us. We intend to get emotion. We are very emotional in that moment, right? So we have to learn how to be calm, steer that moment. So no matter what happens, what situation, we still need to maintain the composure. That's very important. Okay, so that's the level we are in. Especially this level, you can see people different level. Once it's very easy for Zen and Buddha give us a test. They give us hard test. They can see which level we are in already, right? Right? Very easy. They know how good we have cultivated already so far.
Yeah, so sometimes you say, oh, I finally got rid of my temper. Beware, you will be tested immediately.
Next moment you can go out and see somebody we don't want to see in a lifetime.
Yes, it happened to me so many
Oh,
times.
don't worry.
And I failed.
Yeah. So easily, especially no matter where we go, so we got to tell ourselves, thinking them, you know what Buddha teach us? Buddha teach us, treat everybody like a Buddha. Think everybody are Buddhas. We see the people, I always say, people see the people, elderly, younger people, male, female, old, young, we see different. Buddha said, everybody's a Buddha. They don't see anybody different. The reason these people commit a crime because they lost the conscience, lost their Buddha nature for a short period of time. But they still Buddha nature. They still Buddha. They are Buddha before, and maybe Buddha one day, many lives later, but they treat them like a Buddha. So they don't have the difference. That's how Buddhas are. Human being, I like you, I don't like you, I love you, I don't love you, right? Human beings become very emotional, attached to those stuff. So
That's a
Buddha,
very good way to simplify it.
yeah,
To keep it as the foundation is to see
the
everybody's
Buddha's are middle path.
Right.
Don't go to two sides, too extreme. Yeah, so maintain the middle path. Like we teach the kids, when we so restricted, kids are in trouble. When we are too relaxed, kids are in trouble too, right?
Right.
When they did something wrong, do we have to teach them, right? Otherwise, they'll be when they grow up, they'll be in trouble. So take the middle, always the middle, based on our Buddha nature. Okay. Number 5 is a vow and action. Is a cultivation and the propagation. Means we make a vow, not just here. We make a vow in the heaven. I remember we had one lecture and she got a car accident. Holy teacher took her back to the heaven, and then holy teacher showed her all the page, all the information, all the vows she made in the previous life. And she said, "No, holy teacher, I did not make those vows." As she remembered, she didn't make all those vows. Okay, so especially one item she didn't remember. She said, "I want to bring my parents back to the heaven." She said, "No, she didn't make this vow in this lifetime because she know her parents engaged heavily in the stock market. And the moment was in Taiwan. She said, no way their parents going to cultivate, going to come to the temple, going to build a temple at home. No, she said she didn't make those vows. Then holy teacher showed her the last view before she came down from the heaven. She was an angel, original. There's a few angels there. And holy teacher said, okay, there's a couple. They're going to have kids. and we want to help. Somebody want to help to bring them back to the heaven. And though this angel, Miss lecturer, she said, when teacher said that must be good. So she said yes, she want to do it. She said, I'm going to go down there to bring those two couple back, and the couple back to the heaven. So she reborn as their children.
Wow.
She made a vow at that moment because they're going to have children. The teacher said, okay, who want to go down there to become their children, to bring them back? So she said, man, teacher said, this must be a good one. So she decided to go, right? And she was reborn as their children. So later on, all those things happened because she had a big accident. She died already. The teacher started to tell her what happened. And teacher brought her back to the heaven there. Teacher said, it's so bad. There's no even place for you to stand here. What does that mean? People can sit there and stand there. Teacher tell her, there's no place for you to stand there. What does that mean? You don't have merits. You don't have credit. So you don't even belong to here. You belong to heaven. So she said, wow, she didn't know that, right? She started to learn, wow, this got to cultivate. Then later on, she really started to, when she came down, Holy Teacher brought her back. She was alive. She was alive. But then they want to do the surgery on her injury. And because they couldn't wake her up, she was out completely. So they said, okay, the doctor gonna, because all the open area in the mouth area, they're gonna stitch together. They don't want to. Usually when we do the surgery, what do we do before we?
Anesthesia.
Teachers, the doctor said, no, let's don't do that. Let's make sure we do the needle stitch step together. Make sure she can wake up.
Isn't it a he? I thought it was a he.
It's a she. Okay.
Oh, it's
sorry.
a she? Oh.
Yeah. Then they don't. What happened? Holy Teacher brought her spirits out of it, so she can see from outside. They do the surgery. Holy Teacher don't want her to suffer the pain. Can you imagine that?
So they didn't need anesthesia.
Yeah, and they didn't do that. And the Holy Teacher took her back, took her spirits out of her body. Because that's why we are lucky. The Holy Teacher is so kind. When you see certain situations, try to help us because it's pretty painful in that case because you're feeding. But they don't. Teacher told her what's going on in her life, what happened in previously, what she made a vow, what she wanted to do to bring her parents back. She went back to tell her parents what happened. But at the moment she came back to the human world, you know what happened? Teacher said, I'm going to make you like you used to be. So teacher make her, she is about 30, 40 years old, make her like a little angel, the little kid. So when she came back, woke up, whatever she do, she like a little kid, behavior like a little kid. And know what happened? Her parents say, no, something wrong with you. You cannot do that. You're an old lady. What you do like a kid's doing? Because she was, the mindset like a little angel. They are in heaven. They're very pure. 4 or 5 years kids, very pure, right? The behavior she's doing, she's 30, 40 years old. Old man, and woman, right? Not old, but compared with a kid. Old woman. But she started to behave like a kid. She told teacher her parents cannot accept that. So later on she went back to her stage right now. But when she came back to her house, she can hear, she knows when dog, she can hear what dog is thinking, what the fish is thinking at home.
Really?
She can know what they are thinking.
Fish can think too.
Yeah, because she's like, she knows what they are thinking. What the dog's thinking, fish thinking, all the stuff. She knew that.
I wish I knew what my dog was thinking.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
Very.
But then her parents cannot accept that stage because it's like a kids. You don't have ability at all. And we are 30, 40 years old. You don't have ability yet. So it's interesting. Teacher took somebody out, and then for her to come back to tell us her story, just for our to know that. So that's why we make a vow. She made a vow before. She didn't fulfill her vow. We all make a vow before in previous life. Even this lifetime, when we receive doubt, we make a vow again. So we want to make sure we fulfill our vow before we go back. Holy Teacher asked us one question. If tomorrow is our last day, if tomorrow is our last day, are we ready to go back, go home to see our mother? Are we ready? Ready means when we see our mother in China and wherever in America, we have to bring us. When we go to see them, what do we have to go to take? To bring them
Bring some gifts.
gift, presents, right? When we go there to see our spiritual mother, God, do we have to prepare? What do we have to prepare?
Virtues and merits.
Virtual merits and credit, right? To bring back with us. We don't want to go back and say, I didn't have bring back anything with me. I don't have merits. I'm back. So we want to have, so teacher said, treat every day is our last day in our life. Treat every day is our last day in our life. And then write down, this is Holy Teacher say in Taiwan, Dharma class. Write down the list. Which area we got to tell them, we thank you them, love them. Write it down. Do it now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Some like Mother's Day. Tell them, Mother, I love you. Right?
Today is a good day to do it.
Right?
Yeah.
And write it down to what we have done. Even Father, fine. Tell them, we love them. Don't, Holy Teacher say, a lot of people put on the internet, but they never send it out. How come teacher knew all this stuff? They knew all this stuff. People put all this stuff, they never send it out. Do it now. They say, don't regret when we don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay? And then certain area, we say, which area we need to improve? Write it down. Holy Teacher say, if tomorrow is my last day, which area I want to do immediately? Always treat that regularly. Holy Teacher said, we human beings, we intend to think about, we have so many lives to go. We really don't know. We really don't know. Okay? One time in the Dharma class in North Carolina, Holy Teacher said, write down the number you think, how many years you can live this world. Some people put 90. And then put a number underneath, how old are you today? And write it down. So minus the years we are today. And how many years do we still have in this lifetime? Okay, write down the number. And then some people put very high number. Teacher said, are you sure? We don't know, right? So try to take every day. Try to cherish every day. Do the best we can. And especially we receive Tao, we propagate the Tao. Don't go away from this path. Once we go away, the moment we leave this world, we will regret. We will regret. Okay? This is a shortcut for us to go back. And we always talk about this shortcut for us to go back. And then we want to take this opportunity. Especially Dharma class is coming. Right? We want to bring whoever affinity, friend, even people who attended the Dharma class before. We need to call them, bring them back. The first Dharma class, people try to have rough idea. Once you have twice, 3, 4, 5, say 50 times, you will start to understand what it means. Okay? The more we go, the better we are. Okay? The other thing, at the end, Holy Teacher talk about that. On the page 6. Teacher always said at the bottom, life is a bitter seed. Maybe for some people don't feel that way. They see, I got food, I got fortune, I got everything to live. But how Buddha treat us why life is a bitter seed? Because they saw we are reincarnated, still under reincarnation. That's why it's called bitter seed. Right? Human beings don't see that. People say, I have money, I have everything, I have health. Why is bitter seed? Bitter seed. Because we are, as a human being, we are still under reincarnation. That's how they see it in heaven. They say, man, those people, those living beings couldn't get out from the bitter sea. Okay? But every day, we need to use our physical body, we call force. Why is force? Means 100 years later, are we around? Not even 100 years. Let's say 50 years, are we around? We don't know. May not be. For me, forget it, right? No. We're not going to live. And we don't want to live so long, 120 years old, we cannot walk on the bed. We need help.
That will be really
even worse, right? We want to live long life and healthy, and also not just physically healthy.
Emotionally.
And the Buddha nature always in charge, right? Buddha nature always outside to in charge. So we want to use that physical body to help us cultivate in our Buddha nature. And also, we want human being always me. attachment.
Ego.
Dharma, two attachment. We even can leave these two attachment. It's big. It's what the lecture title is me, right? Attachment. The other one is what? What kind of attachment? Dharma attachment. Those
Methods.
Dharma is the way we learn all this stuff help us to get there. Okay? But when we do ride a boat to get to across the river, when we get there, we have to let go of the boats. When we learn those Dharma, if one day we become Saint Buddha, whoever, do we still need those stuff to help us? Those Dharma they call Dharma is a teacher of the Buddhas. Is a teacher. But one day we still have to let go. For them, we practice, get rid of all the affinity, do not raise the single thought. In the beginning, we can think about that one. At the end, we have to let go all those, get rid of affinity, do not raise single thought. We also do not think about that. We cannot think about it. Once we think about that, we already in a form stage. So we go to stage by stage to cultivate to get there. Take a lot of effort to get there. And after we practice, get rid of all the affinities, do not raise the single thought, we can practice the other one. How the Guanyin Lady Buddhasattva, how he practice. She extended.
Penetration of the ear.
Yeah.
She extended all the Buddha nature to the outside. Okay, when there's, for example, let me give you an example. When the car pass through this, driving on the street, we hear the noise. We know the car passing through. Then we don't need to worry about, okay, this is a truck, this is a small car, or this is a big car. Okay? The other story you practice. Some people are talking there. We can extend our Buddha nature to there. But we don't need to get into the content of conversation. We just extend our Buddha nature to all over the place. But we don't need to extend our Buddha nature to understand the content of conversation at all. So those
The lecture you say when we can, from the letting go of the karmic affinity to the penetration of the ear portal, when we can.
That's once you start to do better. I remember in the beginning, the first year, lecturer Liu didn't tell us how to do that, extend all those stuff. Okay, but once you start to feel better and better, you can start.
You can do it.
Extend it, extend your Buddha nature to outside. Where are our Buddha nature? Anybody can tell us where are our Buddha nature?
Everywhere, inside us, everywhere.
We think it's inside our body, right? Because we think that's our original soul, original spirits, right? Without attachment, desire, which is inside. No. Buddha nature is inside and outside, and in middle too. So it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So the reason we have Buddha nature inside, also outside, anyway, we need to extend it outside. So one day, when we're ready to leave this world, we are not afraid of it. Because human beings so scared. That's why body becomes rigid. Because the moment Buddha nature is going to come out, the soul is going to come out of the body, so scared. That's why bodies become rigid. But when we get used to those kind of practice, one day when we are ready to go, we will be much comfortable. We are ready to go the moment. So we will not be scared. That's why body will become soft. The other body is rigid. That's why you can see that. So Holy Teacher wants us to practice that regularly. Okay? Then the last thing is every day grateful for what we have. Grateful what we have. That's important. Every day cherish the affinity around all of us. Even human beings, all the neighbors, anyone, cherish with the people around us. Okay? And always be content, be happy every day. The reason because those in ourselves, we are so upset, angry, evil, thinking. We will attract a lot of
negative energy
around us.
Bad
So a lot of bad things easy to happen to us. Once we are very pure, no thought, what happens? Those evil do not have the opportunity to get to us. A Buddha are surrounding us to help us. So the important, our mindset is critical every day. So 5 items. So for 5 elements, let's repeat 5. Then we repeat 5 items for us become the 5 requirements to return to the absolute heaven. What's the first one?
Virtues.
And characters. Second one?
Precept.
Precept. Third one?
Mindset.
Mindset.
Mindfulness.
Yeah, good mindset. Number 4?
Well, vigorous progress, vigorous progressive levels of the.
Or you can see simple one. You take the time and preserve
Well,
to
yeah.
manifest. Put on it. What does that mean? It means we don't get emotion, don't get upset, don't get angry. Composure. No matter what happened, we are
Say,
maintained.
take the middle part.
Yeah, and then maintain it. Number 5 is one important stuff. We made a vow before,
Fulfill the vow.
and then it's not just talk. We need to put in
To
action.
really do it.
Really do it. Okay?
And don't forget what we vow.
Yeah.
Our vows.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. I
Thank
know I try to
you.
finish, so we can continue next one. Thank you.